In a 2017 study involving almost 6,000 veterans, a staggering 13% of them were diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. But many veterans go undiagnosed. They might feel shame about their post-traumatic stress and avoid reporting their issues for fear of being perceived as weak. These cases are excluded from the PTSD statistics, so these numbers are most certainly much higher. But what is trauma and how does yoga help? This is how Dr. Gabor Mate and Dr. Wessel van der Kolk, both world-renowned physicians with vast experience in the field of trauma, addiction and mental health, explain it.
Trauma literally comes from a Greek word for wound or wounding. So trauma is a psychological wound. Trauma is not what happens to you. It's what happens inside you. It's not the hit that you get, it's the concussion. It is possible to identify with your trauma and make that into your personality, make that into your identification, which means that you're stuck in something that happened in the past and you can't move beyond it.
Trauma is about heartbreak and gut-wrenching feelings. It's not about thoughts. It really is about your body getting stuck in a state of sensations that are basically intolerable. When you do yoga, you notice you can put yourself in some damn uncomfortable pose, and before too long it's going to be over. And you get that sense of time, which is a very important thing in helping to overcome trauma, because sucky things happen to people all the time. And the way you move through life, you say, okay, today it sucks, but tomorrow is another day. So you have this sense of time that allows you to have that perspective. When you get traumatized, that perspective of this too shall pass disappears. And so re-establishing that sense of time, which yoga does so well.
Generally, veterans with post-traumatic stress experience devastating, debilitating symptoms that severely impact their overall well-being. Combat veterans, for example, are more likely to suffer injuries in the line of duty, often contributing to PTSD, particularly brain injuries that may affect how veterans deal with trauma. So, as veterans face the struggle of physical healing, their mental health frequently goes untreated, therefore increasing the risk of PTSD. Jeff is one of those veterans with lifelong issues.
As a retreat for combat vets, one of our therapies was yoga, and that's where I met Renelle. I have nerve damage and neuropathy in my feet, so I told her I couldn't go barefooted as it caused me more pain. She said, no problem, do whatever I had to do for me. Practicing yoga in shoes is awkward. So the second day, I wore socks. And later that day, I realized that my feet and toes had less pain than usual. The third day, I went barefooted, and Renelle was so excited that she was taking pictures of my bare feet, and everybody had a good laugh about it. After that session, my feet felt great, and since then, I've been able to reduce the amount of pain meds that I take for my feet. The arthritis in my neck causes nerve pain down through my arm, and I used to have to get epidural shots in my neck to control it. Since practicing yoga, that pain is gone. No more needles in the neck, and that's pretty exciting. I'm 75 years old. Practicing yoga, I have become stronger, more flexible, and my range of motion is much better. My balance, coordination, and even my posture have improved. I get out of bed in the morning without all the aches and pains I once had. The mindfulness, breathing, and meditative qualities of yoga have also helped me calm my emotions and symptoms connected to PTSD.
Veterans have overcome post-traumatic stress through alternative therapies such as those offered by organizations like Operation Red Wing Foundation. As a member of their team, I have the privilege of teaching yoga, meditation, and breathwork in their 6-day retreat. When participants arrive for the first time, they are somewhat skeptical, not knowing what to expect, with very heavy energy and a lot in their hearts. Their stories are heartbreaking, some too heavy and deeply personal to retell. After days packed with yoga practices, their lives are transformed dramatically, with a strong sense of hope and relief. I have seen so many breakthroughs and transformations. But they go back home needing more support than they are able to get on their own. Having suffered from post-traumatic stress myself, as a result of an agonizing, emotionally abusive relationship of over 18 years, my heart relates to theirs. I know what trauma feels like and how it was stored in my body. I found my own healing through the practices of yoga and meditation, which I taught myself back in 2013. These practices were my lifeline. I did them daily, and I still do today. Back then, I could not even bend over to touch the floor. It was a painful journey, but intuitively I stuck with it. Today, I know that without consistency, tenacity, and a lot of discipline, my chances of healing would have been very slim. As a matter of fact, nil. I have seen the immensely positive impact that the program has on the veterans, and yet we receive their calls for further support time and time again. Sometimes we help them over a video call on our own time, but our help becomes very limited as resources are scarce. Based on this limitation and on the thousands of people desperately in need of healing, I decided to create Healing Wings for Warriors with an incredibly talented and deeply compassionate group of people. The powerful transformation that those we work with on the go make us not just love what we do, but also believe in the healing power of these techniques. Our core program is offered on a weekly basis, as we know that trauma cannot be cured in a weekend, and that consistency and discipline are imperative to the healing process. We also offer a one-on-one 9-week program for those in crisis, monthly workshops, and a partnership with Albi Wellness Center to add alternative therapies such as red light, sound bed, and hyperbaric oxygen. I'm Rinel Ponce-Leon, the founder and president of Healing Wings for Warriors. I lead a team of passionate professionals in helping those who have sacrificed so much for the well-being and liberties of this country that we all enjoy. But we cannot do it alone. This is why I invite you to support and be part of this healing journey for our veterans, first responders, and their families. Their sacrifice has earned them the right to the help that each of you and us together can provide.